Hey guys, thanks for joining us. This is the before,
the after,
and the after. Hi everybody.
Yellow.
So what are we doing?
We are gonna see. We are gonna see Unfriended.
I don't think either of us wanted to see this film, but we got some pretty good response off of our Fast and the Furious video that we did, so we're gonna give it another shot and do this. It's not really the only thing out right now that I could even kind of, I mean, not want to see. Want is not the right word, but that I could bear to see. We've never seen a horror movie at the theater together.
Right.
We don't typically do
no.
horror movies because, you know, the classic tropes that every horror film follow. You know, stupid girl with big boobs runs up the stairs instead of out the front door. You know, the killer's behind you. Sex, love, and rock and roll. All that stuff. We have an hour and a half to kill. What are we gonna go do?
Somebody's wearing really strong perfume again. Why? Okay.
She's got this thing with smells. Oh, also, I learned today that Monica is a double dipper, and I never knew that about her.
I only double dip in things that I'm eating out of. Nobody else is eating out of it.
I did a trailer trash on this already, so you guys know I probably am gonna trash this film. I'm just letting you know up front. I'm being brutally honest with you. I mean, it's about a movie with a ghost in the machine.
What?
Apparently the entire film takes place inside of a Skype session, which actually might be kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of a found footage film.
But then again, are there really that many people that Skype like that? Like Skype party, basically?
I don't know. What do you
do you
guys know?
I feel like people don't really do that. Robocalypse. How come nobody ever thought about that as a name for a movie?
I don't know. Robopocalypse.
Robocalypse.
No, it's Robopocalypse.
Robocalypse.
You guys know this is a thing? I didn't know that Minecraft was this insane. Whew, let's go look at their DVDs. When I was old enough to have a job, but was still a kid, every time we would go to Opry Mills, I would always go to Barnes & Noble and I would buy 1 or 2 DVDs. That's how I started my DVD collection. Some of those are on the wall, actually, behind me. I mean, behind me in the videos. So let's see, I'm gonna find a good movie here. Yes, please. You guys seen the show? This show is so good. We'll do this. All right. How many of these books do you think are currently being adapted for film? Yes. Stopped raining. Still got an hour to kill. What do you think?
Shall we walk down?
She's pulled me into my greatest fear. A girl store.
It's a girl store. I don't go in these often, but when I do, I do. I kind of like these.
Would they look good on me? That's the real question.
No.
You don't think so?
Well, you sometimes look good in glasses. You look like a teacher.
Okay, next is the candle shop.
I didn't realize that there was a serious... Candles are serious business. It's like having a pet.
Dude, that woman knew candles.
That's so interesting that I didn't realize how big of a thing that was. I just thought you just go in, buy a candle, be done with it.
Yeah.
No, it's like science behind
It's a process. And that woman just sold us
everything.
like I
She was
feel
good.
violated. By the way, you wanna tell them what you did?
What did I do?
What did you do?
My Regal card again. How is that possible? Is there an app yet? I hope there's an app.
Okay, I know that it's their job. I mean, but we just got ID'd for this fucking movie.
You mean I look younger than I actually am?
Do you see this beard? Do you see this beard?
Like an old man.
This is not an 18-year-old beard.
To go back to school.
All right, and it starts. Well, kind of. We're waiting on the previews, but
Not that go.
we're the only ones in here.
No, most of us have achieved
I'd say that's
Community.
it's a bad sign.
All new episodes. Streaming.
This movie got a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's higher than some of the bigger blockbuster movies. Okay, so we got our first people in the theater behind us, and they're already loud, and I might have to say something.
The Mazda CX-5 brings a newly refined interior and
I'm that guy.
technology.
So we just got out. I mean, I don't know about Monica, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
I think it's the last found footage film that they could have done through something different, which was Skype. Now we're done. We have no other ways to do a found footage film right now. There's no other platform right now.
You know, I thought I was really going to just have a bad taste in my mouth the whole time, but
Well, besides the whole anti-bullying thing, because you know that's what it was. It was a public service announcement for anti-bullying. Let's just be real about it. I mean, it was different in its own sense because it was through a different platform. But
the entire film is told through the eyes of a computer screen. So from Blair.
The story was okay. Again, PSA for no bullying. So people stop bullying each other.
You know, I gotta say, I'm actually really impressed with all the actors.
I am too.
They all seem like
There's a whole lot of emotion thrown up in
they're definitely not high schoolers as they're supposed to be. Like, so
Are they
that much is
ever
obvious.
high schoolers?
No, but they acted like high schoolers. Like the conversations that they would have, I can't imagine that they were. I can't imagine that they scripted all that stuff. Regardless of you know, the quote public service announcement, I don't feel like it was really thrown super in your face. I mean, because the video,
It's
this is-
completely tying into all the news crap that's going on. Okay, sorry. News that's going on around about these people that are doing dumb stuff, getting a video cameraed, and then other people doing dumb stuff to those people.
You just said
and-
video cameraed.
You know what I mean?
Like that was a verb.
Well, it's completely going along with what's happening today, you know, with all these colleges and these stupid parties and, you know, people doing stuff they know they're supposed to be doing, but because they think it's funny at the time. That's ultimately what this was, and it shows that if you do that, bad things will happen.
I think that the bullying part was one of the best explanations they could have for a ghost haunting people through Skype. Was it worth a movie view, like movie theater view?
No.
Wasn't worth a movie theater view. Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely worth watching. I think it's worth a watch. Maybe not the $40 to go to the theater to see it, but it was fun. I mean, you know, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting to just absolutely 100% hate it. This movie felt like a social study on how we use social media today.
Yeah, well, the girl using the computer was slow as...
Yes, she was.
The person using the computer, it was so annoying because I'm like, and they expressed some of that through the other characters in the movie, which is good. Because I was just like, ugh.
But even cool, like some things, like this is where the movie really did well. Like how she would censor herself. You know what I mean? She would edit herself. She would start to type something and she'd delete it, and then she'd type something different, and then she'd delete it, and she typed something different, and that's how we get to be in real life now. Like, we get to edit our lives that people see, you know, versus like being face to face with somebody. And I think if anything, the movie really is really more of a PSA on that than bullying to me. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know, go see it. Tell us what you thought. Stick around after these messages for a commercial sponsored by
Taquitos.
Taquitos. Okay, so we've had a day to sit on the film. Unfriended. We're, again, like last episode, we're going to talk to you about our experience going into the theater and what we think now. So to start the thing off, we'll do trailers again. They started it the same way they did the last time, so I'm thinking maybe it's not a general preview. That I think it's a general preview is what I'm trying to say of that they play it during all of the ones right now from Monkey Kingdom. We didn't really talk about this the last time, but it really does look like a cute little film. Don't you think?
It looks pretty. It makes me want to go sit there. I want to go to wherever they are.
I mean, they're just like the cutest, ugliest little monkeys that you've ever seen.
Ugly cute.
Like, like a pug. Kind of like a pug.
They are ugly cute.
Pugs are ugly cute. So anyways, it's a documentary about like what they do. Again, we referenced last episode about like Meerkat Manor, kind of what it vibes like. So I don't know. I probably, we're not going to see it at the theater by any stretch, but if it ever hits Netflix or something, it'd probably be worth giving a shot. Second trailer, The Vatican Tapes with Dijon Mustard.
Digimon Hunsu.
I'm really mixed on this film. It seems like based off on the trailer, it looks like they're mixing cinematic pieces with found footage.
Yeah.
So what it looked like to you?
Yeah. I feel like that's what it is. I feel like I've heard about this movie or the Vatican Tapes before, and I swear they did another movie for it, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's almost like, can you really keep doing Antichrist movies and make them any different than the previous one?
I will say that, well, there was a found footage exorcism movie already. But
not a ton.
the found footage aspect of the exorcism stuff is kind of cool. And I'm not a huge found footage guy, but like they always do like really cool things that are in camera that look really real usually. Yeah. And so in that regard, fine. Way too many jump scares. I can tell you from the preview, I'm not going to enjoy the film just solely on that.
I like the people that are in it. Like, I like Jimon Hunsu and
Jimon
Alex.
Hunsu and Michael Pena.
Oh, Michael Pena, yeah.
Like two great actors, but I mean, I don't know. The jump scare thing is just frustrates me. It pisses me off. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about this film. So, anyways, I think I'm probably going to skip it. At the
Netflix
theater.
it.
Netflix it. Terminator 5, Genesis.
I'm not gonna lie, I hadn't watched any of the previews for any of the Terminator Genesis.
Genesis.
I have not, because
spell it correctly.
I'm not interested at all in any of them, so I have not. That one yesterday, what we watched was the first one I saw.
What do you think?
I don't know. Why can't
I
keep it how it
freaking
was?
love Terminator films, but God, this just looks so bad.
It just looks like there's too much of the same going on.
Well, and they just, they want to screw with time, and
why do we keep messing with time?
It's already enough, for the love of God. Why do we have to keep messing with it? Like, anyways, I don't know. Unless we are gonna do another one of these for it, I don't see myself going to the theater for it.
Oh no, not me.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you want us to, then we will.
Yeah. The Gallows. That's trailer number 4.
I liked that trailer. It was a little bit different.
This trailer is a girl who is crying to the camera. That's it. And then some creepiness happens. Now, again though, they end that trailer with a jump scare. It was creepy without it.
It really was.
It was creepy without the jump scare. The jump scare, yeah, did it make everybody jump? Sure. But that's what happens when you go from stark silence to all of a sudden hear big loud noise. I mean, like, if I fired a gun right now, you guys are gonna jump. That's not ingenuitive.
Yeah, they could have done that. Because, like, the visuals itself, like, it's almost like when you're walking to the bathroom in the dark at night and you think you see something, but you're not sure. Yep. Those are the scariest moments I think anybody can have. And if they captured that, but then they
got it. Boo!
MF jump scare.
It's frustrating. So, anyways, that being said, There was only one jump scare, but it was a very intriguing preview. It's just a girl crying to the camera, and some creepy stuff happens around her. I think the camera only cuts once, and it's to punch in. So looked interesting. Number 5, Pixels. I cannot wait for this film.
I remember when I first saw the preview, and then what you came in and I showed it to you. Anyways, it looks like a fun movie. I'm not a big fan of Adam Sandler.
Strike that. She hates Adam Sandler.
But I love Kevin James.
She got mad that she liked Hotel Transylvania because she found out it had Adam Sandler in it.
But anyways,
I'm fine with Adam Sandler. I'm typically a fan of his comedy, except for that what was it? Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2, whatever. But yeah, regardless, like this looks like a fun high budget comedy.
I definitely think it's a movie for people that grew
80s
up.
kids. I mean, it's 80s kids.
It is,
you know,
it really
or
is.
70s and 80s kids. Like this film looks like a blast. I mean, I really am excited to see it.
I don't know if we'll go see it. I don't know.
I feel like we have to if we continue this. But what do you guys think? Let's see. Sinister 2. I was done with the first one.
I like the story because it's a little bit not like others. I like the effects that they do. I don't know if I want to watch the second one. It looks kind of creepier than the first one, to be honest.
I mean, way too many jump scares. I mean, the preview's riddled with them. It's, I just, and here's the reason why I have a problem. Just to reiterate. That's a word. Just to reiterate, if you take away the sound, what do you have? Well, the images in Sinister 2 aren't that creepy to me. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some, like, disturbing imagery, but, like, that makes me go, oh. It's only their sound design, and I think that they should complement one another. Like, Jason was scary because the sound design and his image were so good together. That's why people were scared of Jason when Jason came out. Like, everybody, sure, Jason's something thematic and comical now, more or less, but like that's the reason why it worked. Same thing with Freddy Krueger. Same thing with Michael Myers. Like, the sound design matched very well the image that was on screen,
right.
And this stuff is just like, it's just shock value images. Like people killing themselves, and I mean, that's not scary. It's gory. It's again disturbing, but it's not spooky. It's not scary. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That being said, we ended our trailer with a zinger. It was called The Visit. Now, this is an M. Night movie, and I think we can all agree that the last few M. Night films have been lackluster, to say the least. You got After Earth. You had The Happening, which, I mean, I'm not like a hater of The Happening, but it was a little like,
I just feel like he's so in depth with what he's trying to convey. It just gets muddled, and people don't really understand what he's trying to get across.
Maybe that's the case, but Airbender, I mean, you can agree, After Earth and Airbender blew. They blew.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just terrible films. So that being said, he's got some good films, and now I'm not an M. Night hater here. I like The Village. I like Signs. I like obviously Sixth Sense and Unbreakable. I'm one of the weird ones that is okay with The Happening and okay with Lady in the Water. Definitely weaker on the scale of his work, but this preview, I'll tell you what M. Night's problem is. He cuts previews too damn good. And by the time you go watch the movie, you realize that what you're watching is not what the preview showed. Now I don't know if that's the case here, but this preview looked really good.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
I mean, look at The Happening. Like, that's all of a sudden, everything you saw in the preview was people killing themselves and for no reason, and it was really...
It was gonna be the bee's knees.
Yeah, well...
Pun intended.
Flower sneeze. Anyways, but you go watch the film, and yeah, we got those images, but it's not. It wasn't told. The story wasn't told in that manner. So that's been his biggest problem, in my opinion. That being said, this trailer looked really, really good to me. Like, this was legitimately creepy. It ends with this old woman telling her granddaughter, "Would you get in the back of the oven and clean it for me?" Like, what? What'd you say to me? No!
We all know how I feel about kids in movies, so I'm hoping that this will be a little bit better. I don't know.
We'll see.
It looks like it'll be interesting, though.
I mean, I think the preview was good. I mean, regardless...
And it's really hard to play back what it actually was, because there's so...
It's insane. Like, it opens up, they you know, they're getting left at their grandparents' house, and they're told not to come out past 9:30, I think.
Yeah.
And one of the girls, like, the house rumbles, she opens up the door and she sees, like, her naked grandmother scratching at the door. And it was, like, legitimately, like, ugh, like, I mean, it gives me goosebumps right now. Just, like, it was a very, very disturbing image.
It was weird. It reminded me of the taking of Deborah Logan mixed with kids.
Mixed with kids.
More kids.
So, hey, you know what? Those are the trailers. That's what we thought of them. We'll see some maybe, but we definitely won't see most of them. So on to the movie. Okay, so if you guys have seen this trailer, you know that it's about a girl who commits suicide and then haunts her friends. This movie opens up with that suicide, and again, if you watched our before and after, this entire film takes place inside of the computer. So you see the suicide via like a YouTube video or something, which I'm pretty certain would be like immediately taken down, but whatever. That's beside the point. What did you think about that video?
The opening suicide,
And specifically, did it set the mood correctly?
I think it. I don't think it really did. Now that I think about it, I guess in a sense it was almost. I don't know. That's a weird one. I didn't think about that.
So, I
mean, I guess it did, but it didn't. For me, it did, but it didn't, because, you know, because now I'm starting to think about me as a viewer. Why was this person going back and watching this? Oh, I know they had to do it for.
So, well, but see, no, that's the point though. Like, so kind of, sort of spoilers. It's not like spoilers. This is just like one of the main characters, Blair, was friends with Lauren, I think
yeah.
was the girl who committed suicide, and we're watching this from her computer, and like they were close friends. You come to find out about halfway through the film, like it unfolds, like they were close friends, and we started the film with Blair watching Lauren's suicide, which is weird. Fucked up. Like, I mean, I couldn't watch a friend commit suicide, like, you know. So anyways,
I think it should have been placed later on in the film,
or like it was like they were forced to see it, you know, by Lauren the ghost. So it's a minor thing, but it really does matter in terms of the characters' influences throughout the entire movie. Like, you don't think about it going in, but thinking about it coming out, like, why was she watching that film? It was very weird. Yeah. So I just don't think. I think that if anything, the movie should have opened where things already started like freaking out with her computer. You know, not to let the whole ghost out of the bag, but you know, she couldn't. Maybe if she couldn't close out of that link, like, you know, something along those lines.
Yeah, I agree.
So, anyways, it was a creepy video. You know, if it were quote real, but yeah, it felt awkward in hindsight. Okay, so the found footage, was it good?
Yeah, it was alright. It was good for what it was. It was just like a Skype call.
It was just like a Skype call. So I guess she's not going to elaborate any further, so I will continue to talk. So this movie is set up inside of a computer. You're watching this person click around on the computer, and that's the way the movie's being told to you. Things I thought that were really cool with it were, like, every time she would click out to like a browser window, and I would look up at like the bookmarks, and they were all bookmarks that I felt like a teenage girl would go to. You know, you'd look up at the top right of the screen, and you'd see the battery percentage and the time on the clock, and the time on the clock really ticks appropriately, which is cool to me. Like, those are little details that make the film feel correct and feel right, like it's actually happening. Now, obviously, it's not actually happening, but that is the film's job. It's to build that illusion, and I think they built that illusion very well. Do you agree?
I agree. It was annoying because she was so fucking slow on it. She was so slow on it, like she didn't know how to use a computer.
Yeah, sometimes I felt like that's the one thing that I will say that I think they lacked on, at least a little bit. Sometimes it was like they wanted to go obnoxious. They wanted like the mouse cursor to go obnoxiously slow so that we would follow it and we would see like, you know, and so they held your hand just a little bit when it came to that sort of thing. But I mean, all in all, it wasn't a huge annoyance. There was one time. It was close to the very beginning. Well, there was one time towards the beginning where I was like, "Would you just click the freaking button, please?" And no sooner than I thought it, one of the characters on screen said it.
And it happened twice. It was like, oh,
it was funny.
Why are you going so slow?
So, anyways, yeah, I think the found footage aspect, it was told in a very unique way. You know, obviously, you know what found footage is at this point. You know, it's Paranormal Activity or it's Blair Witch Project, so on and so forth. Like, this was not that. This was a different sort of found footage film. And think about this. They kept me and they kept her engaged in the film for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it was just a computer screen. That's all you were looking at, you know?
Guess that's all we look at nowadays anyway, for the most part, so I guess it was comfortable.
But they, you know, they were able to keep you engaged, so they did something right, you know. I think it had to do with the way they built that digital world on that screen.
Right, because that's what my worry was. I was like, okay, we're gonna go into this. They're gonna have this whole teenagers at school, teenagers at the work, teenagers at the mall, blah blah, and then all of a sudden Skype for like last 15 minutes.
Right.
But no, I like that they took it through the entire movie. None of that nonsense. Just right into it, and because some people live their life that way.
It's true. It's true. Which will bring us to another point. Back after these messages.
After these messages.
Okay, so the cast were they good?
Yeah, like we said in the before video, or I'm sorry, the after the first after video. I think we both agreed that they did a really good job. It didn't seem off in any way. They didn't.
I hands down believed every one of those characters.
It was very natural. It was like they were actually set onto a Skype session.
Yeah.
And they were like,
I mean,
go from there.
100%. I believed every single actor. You know, and I don't know if that's because they cast people who really just act like that, you know? Like, if maybe they weren't acting, maybe they're just like themselves. I mean, for all I know, they were a group of friends. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I researched the film to see what innovative actors they cast. But they all did great. I mean, I am an actor, but if I were one of these actors, I would be proud of the work.
Yeah, like I said, it felt natural. Nothing any of them did took me away from what was going on.
They all fit their stereotypes so well, like so well. Like the preppy, well, I mean, maybe he was preppy, maybe he came off kind of preppy to me. Preppy douche was a preppy douche. Adam, the, you know, kind of like good guy was just the good guy, you know, and the slut was the slut, and the other slut was the other slut, and the fat funny guy was the fat funny guy, and then the sweet little innocent girl who wasn't so innocent. You know, like they fit those roles so well.
Yeah.
So I got to give them all like massive amounts of credit, and so on top of the found footage, like they helped build that illusion just as much as the intricacies that went into making that screen look right. So, so yeah. Anyways, brief, you know, side note, but I just thought we should really make that known that they were probably the best part of this film was them.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, moving on. So before, no. Could they have ran? Could they have ran from the situation they were in? They sat in this room, they did what the ghost said, but if they had all just like scattered like roaches, could the ghost have been like, pew, 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 and like screwed them all up, or?
I don't know. It's almost like if you're in the woods with the tree falls, do you hear the tree or whatever? How does that go? I don't remember how that goes.
If a tree falls in the middle of the woods and no one's there to hear it, did it make a sound?
I think that's kind of the same thing. Everybody turn their computers. Let's go somewhere. The ghosts would have nobody to be messing with.
What would happen if they just all shut their computers right then and just walked away, like gone and met each other, you know?
Or they all would have been swallowed up. Because ghosts, ain't no limits on no ghosts. They go anywhere. She probably split herself in like 5 pieces.
Maybe so. But I thought it was something interesting, you know, like they talk about running several times, but
I don't feel like the ghost put enough oomph behind them not running, you know, like, didn't give them enough reason not to just be like, psh, bye, girl, bye.
Right. Well, you know.
I'm gonna kill you. Can you please show me how you're gonna do that? Show me.
Oh, that's one. Play a game.
Ooh.
So, I don't know if anybody else is at least, I don't know, kind of frustrated about the let's play a game thing. But, like, did they not think that we would instinctively go back to thinking about Saw? And, on top of that, they're put in very Saw-like situations in this film.
In a sense, yeah.
You know, like, not everybody every time, but, like, there was one time specifically where it's like, that is a jigsaw puzzle. Like, that is a jigsaw puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? With the paper.
Oh, yeah, that was pitching. But no, I see what you mean. Yeah. I hated that they used that. Let's play a game.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
We've heard that 10 million times before.
Yeah, and it just...
But then again, how else would you say it?
Well, you don't make them play a game, first off. You know, I get I guess they, you know, they had a decent scene structure set up there with the Never Have I Ever game that they were playing with the holding up the fingers and like so like they would have to put down their finger. You know how Never Have I Ever's played, I'm sure. If you don't, just go look it up. But they would put their fingers down, and so you were keeping a visual representation on screen pretty much at all times. Like, oh, she's only got 2 fingers left. She's gonna be next. Oh, he's got 1. Oh, she's got 1. You know, so they did that well, I guess. But you know, it was just, I don't know. Do you want to play a game? Like that, I even made that joke in the trailer trash. Like,
Yeah, you did.
Do you want to play a game? Or, you know, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I didn't like that. But let's see here. Was it scary?
To me, no. More of like a thriller, I guess.
More thrilly.
More thrilly.
I mean, it definitely...
Not enough scary. I mean, it did make me go home and...
What is a scarier film?
A scarier film? Whatever gives you dreams at night. Whatever makes you...
No, to you.
What is a scarier film? Ew, why can't I think of nothing right now?
Why are you looking at movies? You watched like 30 scary movies in the last week. Were any of them scarier than this one?
I have. I guess the taking of Deborah Logan was a little bit more scary.
So that something like that would be considered more scary for you. I mean, I can see why. I mean, this with the film. So the film's greatest strength is one of its greatest weaknesses. It takes place inside of a Skype screen. So in that regard, we as viewers are, I think, kind of removed from them. This is more almost documentary-like to me than, like, you know, you take one of the old greats, you know, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Mm-hmm. You felt more invested in the characters because you were following the characters around. You were learning more about the characters all the time. And while you could argue that you're learning more about the characters all the time, here you're stuck inside of this computer screen. So you don't attach yourself to them in a physical manner, and so therefore you don't get scared. I never got scared. I mean,
like I said, if anything, it was just like, what's gonna happen next, but not like, I don't want to know what happens next type situation.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to phrase it. Like, scary movies are best when they make you say, I don't want to know. what happens next. Like, that's a scary film. This definitely was not like that. This was the exact opposite of that. I kept wanting to know. Like, I said it in our after portion, I got really caught up in the kids' drama. Like, and all the just mean, hateful stuff that they were, like, at one point they, find out that someone stole like $800 from someone turned somebody into the police for something.
Because it's something that everybody's experienced in their lifetime with, you thinking people are your friends, but sometimes friends be...
Two faces, a mother. Anyways, yeah, so I don't think it was scary. That being said, this movie did incorporate jump scares, kind of. All right, so... it was only when Skype window would like load, and you're waiting for it to load, you're waiting for it to load, you're waiting for it to load, and then boom, you'd see an image, and it would make a loud sound because the audio is coming through, and that was their version of the jump scare. Was that effective?
No, for me it was annoying.
It was annoying to her, but I think it was effective way to.
But
do
I
jump
can
scares.
see how it was effective. But for me, it's just like, come on, because that's how I look at Skype nowadays. I'm like, come on. But
this movie is definitely like an anti-statement to Skype or something. I mean, like, Skype service works better than this movie shows. I promise. Anyways, I think the jump scares were effective in that manner. She was annoyed by it, so there you go. Let's see here. Oh, the social media commentary. I really do believe there's a huge social media commentary here, and it's with the way information's passed around, with the way kids are. I mean, I'm not trying to like jump on any sort of anti-bullying campaign. Although you shouldn't bully people because it just makes you look like a dick. But that being said, social media, it seems like what ruled these people's lives.
And it rules everybody's life now.
Isn't that interesting though? Like, these kids are under attack by a ghost and they still can't get off Facebook. You know what I mean?
That's where we are nowadays.
And I mean, it's just interesting. I mean, think about how much time we spend. I'm looking. We have two computer screens on either side of this camera right now.
More like 4.
That's true. Adobe is up in one of them, and on two of the others, I'm looking at Facebook right now. I mean, I'm not looking at Facebook, but it's open on the computer, and like these kids were the same way though. They were hopping all over the internet throughout this thing, and it was.
Oh, sorry, I keep yawning. Oh.
Anyways.
But.
So yeah, I just thought it was a very interesting commentary on social media and how locked in we are, and I kind of almost feel like this could be, if I wanted to look into it in a deep way, like it could be an allegory for how we're locked in, because they can't click out of the Skype window, they can't click out of the Facebook window, they can't. The ghost won't let them, and so it feels like this, 50 years from now, somebody's going to use it in a film school study to be like, there's a social commentary on social media, Guess she has nothing else to say.
Not for that.
So, one other thing that's not on this list, the trailer. You remember the trailer, right?
Kinda.
Did the trailer show too much?
Ultimately, I think so. Because
Yes,
you
it
said it in
did.
the beginning. You said it right when...
You're
like, I guess who's going to be the last person?
Yeah, I mean, the trailer lets you know exactly who's going to die and when they're going to die. Like, I mean, and that is just... I don't know how you get around that in this scenario because it's all a Skype window, but it's bad marketing. I mean, like, there's no suspense. We knew that Blair was going to be the last person standing and that she wasn't going to survive. Spoiler alert. But I'm not, that's the thing, is I'm not spoiling it for you. The freaking trailer is. The trailer is spoiling it for you. That's a shame. Like, it removed any sort of suspense that the film had. I knew that everybody was going to die. I mean, so anyways, I think it showed too much. She thinks it showed too much. It showed too much. Moving on. So, some serious actual spoilers. Let me just So I'm gonna spoil some stuff, and I'm gonna put this at a place where I spoiled something earlier. And now we're back. Oh wait, we missed something. What is a troll? Dumbest line in the movie, hands down.
It really was, because like now we're almost past troll. Like there's gonna be
how long has
something-
troll been around? I mean, troll was a meme 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Troll is a common word used. I mean, I feel like in everyday language. Anytime anybody is arguing, they get called a troll, whether they're actually trolling or not.
Low.
That's a little annoying. The girl goes, "What's a troll?" It's like, you of all people, or maybe, wait, did she troll us? Was that a troll? Are we bitching about the fact that she didn't know what a troll was and that was an intentional troll on us?
Maybe it's for the older people in the audience.
I don't know. I've got to go.
I mean, they were moving kind of slow, so I think it was probably for the older people in the audience, if there were some, but I don't think there
But maybe she was trolling. Maybe she knew that was going to get a rise, because it did. It got a rise out of everybody on screen, like, it's a troll, blah, 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 blah. They all yelled at her, but like, maybe she
They
trolled.
all kind of looked at her like she was stupid. Like,
That's true.
It was funny, they're all looking at the screen like, now that I think about it, they're all just like, what? Why did you just ask that?
That was funny. Anyways, yeah. So, side note, but it was a funny little portion. So, spoiler alert. Kinda, I guess. Like, this trailer spoiled the movie, but the girl who shot the video was Blair, and that's why she's getting messed over right now. And my question is, did she do that spitefully, or do you think it was supposed to be a joke?
I think it was a joke. Because the way, like, even at the end, she was like, I got her, like, friends play jokes on each other all the time, and it's like...
Yeah, but this joke
more
involved having a girl passed out and having crapped all over herself. I'm not sure that's something that you'd want to record.
No, but I guess at the time it was funny because everybody laughs at people that are drunk off their ass being cray-cray.
I've actually, luckily, never dealt with anybody who crapped themselves.
That was embarrassing, though.
That was
I wouldn't have shown that part because they got all up in that.
Yeah, they got like right up.
Ew. Did they have to go that far in there? They might as well been in her butt crack. But anyways, I think a friend wouldn't have shown that part. Like, the friend would have been like, in your face, because that's what... But I think it takes it to another level when you go to the more humiliating...
It was just interesting. She denied up to the very end that she did it, I
don't think it was really brought to the attention until the really end. Until the end.
Yeah,
the ghost did not say anything about this damn video, about it being released. She was just messing with them. Well, I mean, I feel like that was until the end. Like, it really got to that point of who even did the video.
No, it was halfway through that. Like,
okay, that
was one of the fingers that they had to put down. I've never posted a video of her drunk online.
Oh, okay.
Which is actually when Blair should have died, because she didn't admit to doing that. Well, I guess maybe she didn't post the video. She just shot the video.
Yeah, it was our dude.
Anyways, yeah, so that's what it was. The very last thing, there was a jump scare at the end where the screen that we've been looking at the whole time flings down in front of us, and we see the ghost. The ghost
for like 2
grabs her for like 2 seconds. The question is, should they have done that?
I think it would have been cooler to see the ghost more, a little bit.
I think that it was very weird to suddenly be there.
Yeah.
And it felt like a cheap way to do a jump scare. So I don't think they should have done it. If you want to show the ghost, fine. Show the ghost in the Skype footage. You don't.
Yeah, that's what I kept expecting
know.
to see is like the ghost chilling out in the background somewhere.
Yeah, and that would have been cool, but you know,
But
I guess it's a different movie. But I don't think they should have shown the ghost. I don't think they should have done.
Yeah, I
that,
think they should let
that
it be.
thing. Like,
It wasn't necessary.
we knew that we knew she was dead.
Right.
I mean,
but then again, if they had shown something, people would be like, well, what was actually really doing it? Is there...
But Kyler. That's my troll
reason.
voice. If you guys haven't figured out.
Troll-lo-lo-lo-lo-lo-lo.
Anyways, yeah. So that was
Friended.
not breakable, but unfriended.
I was about to say unbelievable.
That was unbelievable. That was Unfriended. I think that it's worth watching. I don't think you should go to the theater necessarily for it. I mean, if you like horror films, then you're gonna like this. I mean, that's the one thing I can say. So if you're a horror film kind of person, go to the theater by all means. If you're not a horror film person, you're gonna hate this film. So don't do it. But if you just are kind of like me, where like you can watch horror films. But you know, it's really not your cup of tea. This is pretty enjoyable. So if you did go see it, I wouldn't blame you, but I'd still probably wait for like a Netflix or a, Redbox or something like that. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely at least Redbox.
She thinks Redbox. You don't, but you said you wouldn't pay money to go see it.
After seeing it, I think I would.
Make a choice, girl.
I'm really torn. Okay, if I hadn't seen it and I was gonna rent a movie, I would probably rent it.
If you had not seen it and you were going to rent a film, you would rent it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
$3.59. Those
doesn't
don't exist no
anymore.
more.
Get out my head.
Where you get out my head?
Anyways, so yeah, go take a look at it, guys. Let us know what you thought of this video and of the movie. I mean, comment section are below. Facebook and Twitter is around there somewhere. Somewhere. I feel like it's down here. I'm not pointing at her boobs. That was unintentional. That was unintentional. Yeah, that's it. Peace out. What'd you say?
Woo.
All right, woo it is. Thanks, guys. See you later.